Everyone, Bronwyn Woods here from the Pro-Agent team with your weekly update. First, just wanted to alleviate the rumours. Yes, I've been away unexpectedly, and yes, I'm back, and eager as ever to provide the best service I can to you in a different sort of market. I feel a little bit like I've been a stuck record over the past 4 years, so we all know what has affected the market, what could happen to change the market, but one thing that we can't control is the market. So what can we control? Regardless of what the market is doing, there will be people who will be buying and selling. So I thought I would do a little video series on tips, little bits of experience that I've gathered over the past 20 years in real estate, working with people who sometimes focus on areas that don't require attention over areas that do, or spend money on high quality items that buyers won't pay any more for. Each week, I'll give you a little overview of what we're seeing out there in the market, as I always do, and then hopefully I'll give you a helpful tip that you can use, an area to focus on that could help sell your home for more or improve your chance of getting a really good result in a slower market. As we head into winter, now I guess is probably the perfect time to start spending those miserable evenings working inside on parts of your house so that you're ready in spring to launch the property. Just a note, I'm hoping that there's going to be a sweet spot in August, September before the elections and before the interest rates increase. But just remember that around election times, things do tend to go quiet, and the elections are early November. Listing numbers in Titirangi have dropped now to 72, which is typical for this time of the year. Last winter, I think it was around 60. This week, we presented one offer and we continued negotiations with a buyer from last week. 28 Langfield Terrace had its first weekend of open homes with 16 groups through and multiple interested parties, supporting what I've already said about good quality listings. 211 Shore Road, in the same vein, had really good numbers through the open home. Launching a property well and responding quickly is the best way to achieve a good result at the moment. As we're seeing some landlords selling their rentals and more foreign buyers in the market, today I wanted to give you a quick update on the Overseas Investment Authority Act, because there have been some important clarifications that buyers should be aware of. The main Overseas Investment Act rules restricting foreign buyers have been in place since 2018, but there have been some important updates and clarifications recently, particularly around resident visa holders, investor visas, and pre-approval processes. In March 2026, Lynn's guidance highlights the current position. The key changes and clarifications: 1, resident visa holders have clearer pathways to buy a home. Previously, many resident visa holders were unsure whether they could buy. The current guidance makes it clear that if you have a visa but are not yet ordinarily resident, you may still buy or build one home to live in with Lynn's consent. To be ordinarily resident and buy without restriction, a person must hold a residence class visa, have lived in New Zealand for at least 12 months, and have physically been present in New Zealand for the last 184 days during that period. 2, new investor visa pathways for homes over 5 million. The guidance now specifically refers to people with qualifying investor visa purchasing a home worth more than 5 million, which reflects changes associated with New Zealand's active Investor Plus settings. 3, pre-approval has become more important. Buyers needing consent can now obtain pre-approved consent valid for 1 year. This allows them to purchase one residential or lifestyle property without seeking further approval. Importantly, pre-approval is mandatory to bid at an auction. Standard consent applications take around 10 days, so make sure you have time to do that. 4, stronger emphasis on anti-avoidance rules. The guidance reiterates the overseas buyers cannot circumvent the rules by using a New Zealander, resident or company to purchase property on their behalf. Both parties can face substantial penalties. Who can buy without consent? Well, I've listed those below. And who can still not buy? Again, listed below. If you're unsure whether these rules apply to you or someone you know, please feel free to get in touch. I'm Bronwyn Woods from the Pro-Agent team. Thanks for watching. Next week, your first helpful tip to getting your home ready to launch in spring.